Hello and welcome to the Soul Infused Monday show today. And let's start with just taking a nice deep breath and become present. And while people are joining in, if you're on the replay right now, if you're watching the replay right now, do me a favor and leave a comment below. Say hello, say hi, I'm on the replay. And share with me how you're doing today. And if you're already live on the call right now, leave me a comment below as well. Let me know that you're here and see me. And then we jump right into the topic. The topic for today is how to reduce worry and anxiety with the power of now. Okay? And I'm going to jump into that in just like what a minute. If you are already watching, hi Jean, hi Tina. Just take a nice deep breath. Let yourself settle in. Just arrive. Oops. Just let me adjust my... Good morning, Lynn. Okay, so nice deep breath. The power of now. And what I'm going to do today is like I'm going to... you've heard this before. I'm sure this is not like, oh, the breakthrough of your life. Like, oh, I should be in the present moment. I've heard that before. If you've heard this before and you know about it, just leave me a comment below and say, yeah, I've heard this before. So it's not about that you heard it before. First of all, it's good to have repetition. We all need to get reminded, hey, Melissa, you're ready for this? Fantastic. But the other question is also how to implement that in your life, like how to apply it in your daily life when the craziness is happening, right? So I'm just giving another minute so that people can jump in. And if this is a topic, how to reduce worry and anxiety through the power of the now, yeah, with the power of now, invite a friend. And this is something, a super important information that not only you want to know about it or you want to refresh or implement it, just invite your friends. Yes, you know this. Yeah, I'm sure that you all know this. Like, I'm pretty sure that you've heard this before, that you know about it, and yet at the same time, why do we struggle so much to be in the present moment, right? And I want to say something. Worrying and anxiety has been a problem before the pandemic, has been a problem before this virus hit and all the craziness in the world happened. So, and yet right now it's even more important than ever because anxiety and worrying just increased and intensified. And worrying and anxiety is not only against your well-being, it really affects your immune system. It can cause disease, unhappiness, so many issues that is against your well-being. So even though you are aware of the power of now, but it's like any moment that you can take to really take a moment to become present, to get into the present moment, to reduce worrying and anxiety will be super, super helpful. Okay, so who else is here? Say hello. Leave a comment below. So I want to share a story with you first. I'm going to give you a little bit of how you can implement this, and at the end I'm going to share a poem that I wrote in 2011 called The Power of Now. So you want to stay until the end because that challenge high frequent energy, so the words will uplift you. So stay with me. True story, happened last week. To preface, like to give a little context, I've decided last week to finally, after 8 years that I was living in Turks and Caicos, nearly 3 years that I was here, and I was always resisting it, even though it's the perfect place to do it, is to learn how to kite surf. So, and if you don't know what kite surfing is basically you have a board and you have a kite, it's huge, and you kind of like, you know, surf through the waves. I'm far away from being there. I only had one lesson so far, but there's a point in me sharing this. And it has to do with the power of now. So anyway, finally I decided to do it because, hey, the pandemic is influencing my life too. There are no dance events, traveling is not happening. There are a lot of things that we're not able to do. So this summer, I felt like, okay, this is the perfect time. I always had resistance. There's a lot of anxiety or fear around it. It's not easy to learn. And so I had my first lesson last week. So as we're walking to the beach, and my teacher was, giving me some context, and you have to do this and this. Super first lesson, super beginner. I knew nothing. Wind is like super strong, and I have this huge, you have strings attached to your body basically, and then up is this huge kite. And depending on how the wind comes, you have to control it. And if you didn't know how to control it, that's why I'm learning. Here's the point in me sharing this. After a little bit that I was trying, or he was trying to teach me, how to keep it in a certain position. And sometimes the wind kicks in and it kind of lifts you up, it moves you. You can't really control it. The wind is always stronger than you. So I got anxious. I had a moment, it's like, oh my God, I cannot do this. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna kill myself. This is terrible. I'm never gonna learn this. So I was in that energy, right? That it's not fun in that moment. And I had a friend once who had a terrible kitesurf accident. So I asked my teacher, hey, listen, okay, so what do I do? What do I do if something happens? Like, can I attach myself? Like, what am I doing? And then I said to him, I had once a friend, and she had a terrible kite accident. She was on the beach, and she was kind of lifted up, and she was smashed against rocks, and it was really terrible. And so he looked at me, and he didn't say anything. And first I felt uncomfortable. I felt kind of judged, right? And then he becomes still for a moment, and he asked me, do you see any rocks here? And I was like, no. Do you see any big buildings or anything here that you can smash against right now? I was like, no. It's like, okay, so stay in this exercise that we're doing right now. I'm here with you. So just stay with the lesson right here, right now. So there are two lessons in this little story that I want to share. Two lessons that I wanted to share with this story. First of all, the content was so brilliant. The content was come back to the present moment. Because I was kind of circling into, oh my God, I was anxious and, obviously because it's something completely new. So that helped me to come back to the present moment. He said, can you focus on what we're doing right now? And it's like, yeah, I can. And we continued the lesson. Another lesson for me in that moment, and I want to share that with you because it's so crucial why we do this inner work. I didn't like how he said it. I didn't like how he said it, meaning I felt, it doesn't mean that he did, I felt kind of a bit judged, I felt kind of a bit embarrassed, I didn't feel comfortable, I didn't feel supported emotionally, or kind of hey, acknowledge that I was anxious. He didn't do any of this. But because I was aware of it, because I was aware that it was my trigger, I could still listen to the content because the content was brilliant, right? So anytime we get triggered and we feel judged, rejected, blamed, whatever we feel, if it's true or not, he might have done it, he might have not. That's how I felt. We close up. In the past, I would have closed up, I would have felt judged, and I would have continued with the lesson, but I might have never gone back to doing it, continuing. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? It's so the two lessons here is, number one, even when you get triggered, if you have awareness and you take responsibility and you can detach the how with the content, because the content was so good, you can still benefit from the content. But if we cannot handle our triggers, we are not able to receive the content, okay? That has nothing necessarily to do with the power of now, but this story is so powerful for two reasons. One, because of that, so keep doing the inner work, keep doing whatever it needs so that you can get less and less triggered and be more mindful and aware and take responsibility for what's happening inside of you. Thanks, Tina, makes sense. And the most powerful lesson was, come back to the present moment. Come back to the present moment. So, That's the power of the now. The question is now, okay, can you implement it? First of all, it's just a reminder. Just being here, listening to me, taking this moment to remind yourself that this moment right now between you and me, I'm talking to you, you're listening to me, we are engaging, we are in exchange. I hope you don't do like 10 other things at the same time. And if you do, it's okay too. This is the present moment. What happened like even 2 minutes ago, you might already have forgotten what I said 2 minutes ago, right? And you don't know what I'm going to say in 1 minute. The only moment you have is the moment right here. So take it as a reminder. One of the greatest tools you can use is your breath. When you want to come back to the present moment, when you want to use the power of the now, use your breath to become present again. So just do that for a moment. Just do it in your own way. I'm not even going to guide you or lead you. Just do it in your own way. Take 1, 2, 3 deep breaths, whatever you get to do. And simply decide to focus on the now, to be in the present moment. Yeah, maybe there are thoughts, there are emotions, the same that, there are clouds in the sky, you don't fight the clouds, you see them, you are present with them, they come, they pass, they come and go. You stay present in the moment. Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, if you can relate, let me know, and if you have a question, let me know too. The breath, and you know how often I say to you, take a deep breath, relax your body. So breath. The other thing that you can do in order to help you to come back to the present moment is to focus on something physical or visual or auditory. Like when you're all caught up in worrying and anxiety, it's mainly we have a chatter going on. Oh my God, our breath is shallow. And we are outside energetically from ourselves, because we can only, when I had that lesson and I was walking around having that and I was really scared for a moment. For a moment, I wasn't even in the present moment. I wasn't conscious. I wasn't present within myself. So my energy was not within me. It was outside somewhere. So becoming present, using your breath is to take your energy back in. Simply the intention setting will help. And then you can focus on something that is so simple. It can be, maybe depending on where you are, you feel a breeze on your face, or you feel the chair that you're sitting on right now, or you touch your arm to get present. Very basic, very simple. You focus on what's really happening in this moment. Maybe you hear a bird. Maybe you hear a police siren. Maybe something else is going on in your environment, and you simply observe it to let you come back into the present moment. And I feel that many of you are doing it because the energy is shifting. I have a question. I'm going to just check this out real quick. I think I have a question. My son was my trigger mirror. We kept each other in check, balance. I am alone now for so long. I feel lost in my healing. Yeah, it's not a question. This is exactly what I needed today. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Thank you for sharing. I'm so happy. Yeah, so many of us are just by themselves. So I'm happy for the reminder. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Melissa. And you're very welcome. Keep taking a breath. The other thing that you can do, that you know already too, you've heard this many times. Gratitude. Gratitude can bring you back to the now, can reduce anxiety and worrying. And my recommendation again, because when you are caught up, like when we are in a state of anxiety and worrying, often it's very difficult to feel something to be grateful for. So first breathe. First breathe. Become present. Focus on something in your body, something that is just really in the here and now. Remind yourself that you're safe in that moment, because you are. You're safe right now. You have everything you need right now. I'm going to say this again, and take a breath. Relax. Everything you need right now is there for you right now. You're safe. You have everything you need right now. Take a breath. Be grateful for the fact that you're safe. Be grateful for the fact that you're here in this moment. Be grateful that you have a community that is doing this with you right now. How nice is that? From Europe, United States, all over the place, all over the world, people are joining in right now with you. You're connected. You're part of something bigger. And when it comes to gratitude, I often say, keep it simple. Less is more. What I mean by that, so when I wake up in the morning, I do that nearly every day, no matter how I feel, but especially when I don't feel well. Especially when I don't feel good, especially physically. When I don't feel good physically, for some reason, pain, I'm sick, or whatever is going on, emotionally as well. But Turks and Caicos is in the house. Hey, Misha, whoop whoop, love it. Thank you, Tina. Oh, me too, Misha, love you. I start as simple as when I wake up in the morning and I see that my ego or my voices, my false selves, everything that I'm really not is starting to talk, oh, blah, blah, everything is terrible, I'm so depressed, and oh my God. That energy comes in. I focus on what I'm grateful for. And here's the basics how I start. I'm always grateful that I can breathe through my nose, because I remember when I was so sick that I was scared that I was really suffocating. I'm grateful that I can move my fingers, even if they hurt. I have an issue for a while now that my joints actually hurt. I'm working on that. And so instead of focusing on, oh my God, this finger and these joints hurt, I say, hey, I'm grateful that I can move my fingers. And you can do this with me by now. You can look at your hands, if you have your hands. If you don't have your hands, look at something that you have. Or if you miss a finger or something. I nearly lost a finger this year because I did something really stupid with my blender. You see it here, it's growing out now. I'm so grateful. Every day I'm so grateful that I have my finger still. If I have, depending on the level of pain that I'm experiencing, I'm grateful for that level because I know I had more another time in my life. I'm grateful I can walk. I'm grateful that I can be grateful. Whatever is for you. Maybe you have an animal, a pet, a child, a husband, a spouse, a girlfriend, whatever it is. Something that you're grateful in that moment though. Something that you're grateful in that moment, waking up, to let you help yourself to get out of bed, being as much as possible in the present moment. Okay, I have a question here. Oh no, she's replying, Gail. No question. If you have a question, leave me a question below, but what I want you to do before I jump off, and I'm going to read you a poem in just a minute, that will help you to get into the power of now. Take a nice deep breath, become present, and let me know what's landing here for you. What's the biggest takeaway you're getting out of this today, from listening into this show today? Take a moment, tune in, take a breath, be in the moment. This very moment, right here, right now, today only. What's landing? What is working, what's helpful, what's your biggest takeaway? And please leave me a comment below. And again, I'm repeating myself every time, but I think it's so crucial because we're often so caught up in our own bubble of story and shit and anxiety and beliefs. The reason why it's so great, it's so fantastic to share a comment with your takeaway is for three. There's a win-win-win. Number one, you get to tune in and you get to anchor, so it will be more effective moving forward. So you can kind of and you're focusing on the positive versus on what's not working. So that's number one, that's beneficial for you. Number two, when you share it, it's beneficial for others who read it because it gives you an idea, oh my God, that's a benefit that I didn't even think of, and often resonates with someone else. And you cannot imagine how incredibly valuable this is. And I hear this over and over and over again. It's like, oh my God, I can resonate with that. This is so helpful. So you're helping yourself, you're helping others. And the third is you're giving me feedback. So therefore, I know what's working for you, what's landing for you, so that I can actually support you better. Win, 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 win. Am I actually looking in the camera? Okay, yeah, I do. So let me check here. I'm gonna check your comments, then read the poem, and then I'm out of here. So if you have a question, let me know now. So Gail is replying to Melissa. Yes, I have been getting anxious about a piece of work I'm doing because it's new and learning new skills. I need to remember here now. Yes, Gail, anything we learn new can create anxiety. Jean's takeaway, don't close up when I get triggered, stay open. Yeah, that's a great takeaway. Easier said than done, but the great thing is now because you are aware of it and you also wrote it down and it's more in your awareness, every time you catch yourself and you do close up and you realize, hey, I'm still closed up, I can't open up, it's like the awareness will help you. And also be less judgmental if you do close up, because it's easy, you know, like there's the inner child gets triggered or but when you have the awareness, you open up and you can use the breath and check in, where in my body am I closing up, and choose to stay open. Great takeaway, thank you. I'm sure that is helpful for others as well. Tina is saying to be in the moment and breathe. Yes, love it. Lynn is saying it's so powerful to live in the present moment and consciously practice gratitude. Yes, great. Thank you for sharing, Lynn. And now one more. Melissa is saying, listening to you. Thank you. I know I'm not alone in experiencing the perceived suffering. I'm getting benefit in so many ways. Perspective and tools to keep me going. So much gratitude. Thank you, and you're welcome. And Melissa, because you just mentioned the suffering, I don't know which... if it was not the last one, the previous one, I did a Soul Infused Monday show about the difference between pain and suffering and how to end the suffering. So if you haven't watched that Soul Infused Monday show, I think it's 2 weeks ago, but check the title, The Difference Between Pain and Suffering. I would totally recommend watching that. And if, besides of Melissa, anyone, if that resonates with you, please go back and watch it. Yes, Gail, this is really helpful. Yeah, you see, you interacting with each other is very helpful. Okay, thank you very much for being here. I'm gonna leave you with a poem. And if you're watching the replay and you're leaving a question or questions coming up later on, please leave it, because I get back throughout the week and look at it. I look at every comment, by the way. I read every comment. If I might not always respond to it unless it's a question, but I read every comment, so be known that I see and hear you and I appreciate you. You're welcome, Jean. I'm happy that this is helpful. Yes. If it's helpful, if you love it, click the love button and send me some love. Are you ready for the power of now? Take a nice deep breath. So here's what I'm gonna recommend for a minute. It's not gonna take, yes, you're welcome, Melissa. Check it out. Take a deep breath. You can keep your eyes open, eyes closed. It's only gonna take a minute, some words, and just tune into the words and let it more happening to you. There's nothing for you to do. Just be with what is. Be with what is. So I'm gonna leave you with the power of now. In the now, you are living. In the now, you are alive. It is this very moment, the most precious in life. You are here in existence to receive and to give. Being guided by spirit, your true self, you can live. In the presence of being, your real magic unfolds. Letting in all the love and the gifts that life holds. Heal your wounds from the past and allow to release. That's the way to be free and to find inner peace. Live your life in the moment, being grateful and wise. See the beauty within you. Start to open your eyes. It is time to surrender. Time to trust and allow. Drop inside and come back to the present right now. Allow yourself to be present for a moment. Just be with what is. And I invite you for the rest of the day, moments when you remember, to take a deep breath and to allow yourself to be in loving awareness and to be in the present moment. Thank you for being here today. Come back next Monday. Put it in your calendar. Put it as a meeting with Sonia every Monday. I don't know how long I'm going to do this. Kind of like removing myself a little bit more from business and teaching. So for now I'm doing the Soul Infused Monday shows. So put them in your calendar every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Put it as meeting with Sonia or Soul Infused, whatever, like as a regular. Put it in your calendar as a regular. Put it as a reminder on your phone. If you know you cannot join live, put it as a calendar to watch the replay. Make this time valuable for you. This is quality time. This is inspiration, free coaching. Like, I love having you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful that you're part of my community. Thank you for being here today. And I'm super excited to see you next Monday again. Much love.